Well, hello all and welcome. We are 16th of April. I've got absolutely shed loads to do. Before I do anything else, I've got a big thank you to shout out. In my last video I showed you a potting bench that I'd put together, and I'd put it in place here and was unsure as to whether to paint it or not. Paint it, stain it, do something to it. And Barry the Wirral, thank you sir, you're a gent. He commented that he'd put one together a while back, and within about 12 months he'd done nothing to it, and within about 12 months it had started to go rotten. So I ended up treating mine. I've used some of that fence paint, the sort of thing you'd use on garden sheds as well, and you know, fencing. And so I've treated it with that, and I've got to be honest, it looks really good. I've had the drawers out, I've done all underneath the top, I've done inside the drawers, outside the drawers, done the lot, covered it all, so it should all be spot on. And with regards jobs, well, I'll just show you quickly. I've got some seeds to sow. I've got some cucumber luxury. I'm only doing those this year. Normally I do two varieties. This year I'm just doing the luxury. I've had those grow to about 16 inches long, so that's all as I'm concentrating with this year. Cosmos, got to get and sow them. Calendula, get and do them. Zinnia, them to do. Some French marigolds. I generally do those and have them in the greenhouse here. Helps. They work as being a bit of a sort of natural defence with regards green fly. Something new that I'm trying this year as well is I'm going to have a go at melon. That's one that I'm doing, Alvara. And then Mini Love, that's another one I'm having a go at. Couple of different varieties of sunflower. I'm doing some teddy bear. What I like with these teddy bear is they're quite good cut and then put in the house. And then Van Gogh, I'm going to go at doing them. I've got tomatoes to pot on, brassicas to pot on, what I did in the last video. These are possibly the best brassicas I've had in years grown from seed, so I am chuffed to bits with these. So as I say, get and pop these on. They'll go in and I'll bury them a bit anyway when I put them into the pots. So I've got them to do. Also sweet peppers. Now these are the variety that I don't know, well I don't know the variety because these have been grown from a sweet pepper plant, or sweet pepper, sorry, that I bought from Aldi, so I'm calling them Aldi. Going to go into one of them pots and I'm going to sort of sink it down, something like that. So I've got that job on as well. And a lot of seed sowing. I've got sweet corn to sow. I've got my French beans to start. And what I'm going to do is I'm not going to have the camera here while I do all of that. I've explained to you what I've got to do, what seeds I'm sowing and potting on and so on. And what I'll do is I'll bring you back when I've finished. It may be in a couple of days time with everything that I've got to do, but I'll bring you back when I've finished and I'll show you stuff potted up, or seed sown. So I'm going to get and crack on with some of that lot. Right, well, I've told you all with what's what. I did say be a few days, could be a few days later, but I'll just show you one or two things. Pepper, that's one of them, potted on into the bigger pot. Very pleased with them. The cucumbers, I've gone one seed per pot. Normally with the cucumbers there's about 4, I think it said there was 5 seeds in the pot, in the pack. Well, I've got 6 here, so they will do me fine. These are the marigolds. I've not got the others, but the calendula, the cosmos and zinnia, all done the same sort of thing with them. Melon, this is one lot. There was 4 seeds, so this is one lot and the other lot are the same. All of these, by the way, I've got the propagator tops to them. Tomatoes, that's Crimson Crush, potted up. That's Cocktail Crush. Then that's a Sweet Million that I've done. And then with regards potting up, this is one of those Spunzolo Verano. Somebody did give me, when I said about these, somebody, and I'm sorry, I forget who it was, but somebody commented with regards to these and said that they have that name because they are grown in a certain part of Italy, near to Mount Vesuvius, and this is why they're allowed to have that name. A bit like with, shall we say, in this country, Cornish pasties being down in Cornwall, your Jersey Royal potatoes coming from Jersey and so on. They can only be Jersey Royal if they're coming from Jersey. So that's those. I'm quite pleased with them. And the thing that, as you've no doubt already seen, that has really taken my I'm really proud of, is with regards to brassicas. These are absolutely superb. They are the best I've done. I've put them in these little pots, and they are just, these are the Calabrese, but I've got a tray just the same with regards to sprouts, and the same with the cauliflower. And I am, well, to say I'm tittle pink is, you know, goes without saying, but I'm really pleased with them. It's the best. And the only thing that I've done this year any different to any other year with regards to brassicas is when they were in the seed trays, I'd sown them in these trays, I left them out in the greenhouse, put a propagator top over them and just left them out in the greenhouse, and it stopped them from going leggy, because in the past I've had them where these have been really leggy, you know. I mean, the depth of that pot, you'd want to pot sort of half as deep again to put them in. I suppose root trainers would have been the way to have gone, but as I say, with doing that with these, just absolutely superb. Really chuffed to bits. Now then, I've got something a little different to show you with regards to doing me gladiator parsnips. I shall bring you back to show you with regards to that. As for the French beans, I'm using these root trainers. Now there is another variety that's about that is a bit harder wearing than these, because these are a little flimsy. They I don't know whether you can see it, but can you see how they like pop together to close? And they're not bad. And then there's another variety that I'm using, and these are even more flimsier, but I'm going to be using those, not this particular one. I've got another one that I've cleaned up good and proper. I've had them in the sink and washed them, but I'm going to be using that for me French beans, because I only really want sort of a dozen plants, so that will do me. The sweet corn, I'm going to probably do a couple of them with the sweet corn. So I'm going to get on and do them, get the sweet corn, get them done. I'm going to clear all this away first, get and do them. Then when I bring you back, I'll show you a little trick I'm going to try with regards to parsnips for this year. Right, parsnips. Now then, I don't know about you, but from day one, they have been my Achilles heel. They have been the one, I was going to say, they have been the one thing that I've struggled with, but over the years I've struggled with onions, which, touch wood, I no longer do, and brassicas going leggy, which, as you've already seen, I think I'm going to stick my neck out and say, yes, I think I've cracked that. Parsnips are the one thing that has been, as I say, my Achilles heel. I've put them in little plastic tubs, the sort of thing that you get Chinese takeaways in. Put some kitchen roll in that, wet it, space the seed out, wet kitchen roll on top. They have started to germinate, and I've put them out then in pots, and I've tried them using the innards, the cardboard roll of a toilet roll, putting seed into that, and so on, and they've been very hit and miss. And I got thinking about that with the toilet rolls, and I thought, I can do a similar thing but use something else. So I bought these the other day, and my thinking is fill these with compost, which I've got some nicely sieved clover compost, and fill these, put 4 or 5 seeds into one of these, and then see how we go. Put these then in the house, put them in a seed tray with a propagator top on, and help them germinate, and then the whole thing can then just be bobbed in the ground. That's the thinking behind it, but whether that will work, we don't know. So just give me a minute or two to get some of these out the pack, and I'll show you what I'm babbling on about. Right, let's put a bit of compost into these pots. As I say, I've always struggled with parsnips. I'm not the only one. There's people on my allotment site that are exactly the same. They struggle. I'm not firming that down, I'm just making sure that that is level. But there are people, as I say, even now, that don't bother. Like me, they've given up on doing them. Right, get them out the way. Seed, voila. One good thing though with parsnips I'm quite pleased about is you get a lot of seed. Now what I'm going to do is just lay about 4 or 5 seeds. I think we'll put 5. So we put 6 in. Right. I'll show you. As you see, just lay them in there like that. Give that a light covering. What does it say with regards? It says 1/2 inch deep, so these aren't going to quite be that, I don't think. There we go, that's 2 done. As I say, the parsnips have always been the one thing, and I've always struggled. I'll put them back in there because I'm going to carry on and do the rest in a minute. And I've always struggled with them, and this is one thing that I'm thinking could help. Obviously can't do any harm. So for somebody like me that struggles with the parsnips, it's worth a try, certainly worth a try. So I'll get and crack on and do a lot more of these pots, and then I'll bring you back and show you these, the beans and the sweet corn when I'm all done. Right, beans, sweet corn and parsnips done. This is one of my older root trainers. This is 32 cell, and I've done me French beans in that, because if they all fire, they all come up, there'll be plenty there, more than enough for us. Then I've got, now these are the, I think these are done, these are Grow Sure. I know you can't see a lot, but can you see water in the bottom? See, and the bottom obviously acts as a reservoir. Then you've got the top on it. I've got 2 of them with the sweet corn in. Then what I've got here, I've not yet watered these, but these are the parsnips, and again this tray can act as a reservoir, and with the lid, propagator lid on top. Now the parsnips are definitely going in the house. Possibly no, I don't think I'm going to put them on heat mats or anything like that. Just leave them in the house so they've got that constant temperature all the way through. The beans and the sweet corn, they stay out here. There'll be no problem with them at all. They won't hurt, left here. And obviously just keep an eye on them as and when I water them and see how things go. I've still got some onions to go out on the plot. I've already done some, and I've already done some peas, but I want to put some more out, but that'll probably be next week sometime now. But as for this video, that is it. I wanted to show you what I've got to do. I still, as yet, haven't done my potatoes, but that's going to be the next job, because they stay here at home. They don't go round on the allotment. I keep them here at home, and I'm not going to bother showing you me filming them, because I do them in buckets, in the 30-litre tubs. Very much, I tell you to go and have a look at Nigel Muddy Boots. He's recently done some potatoes himself in the same tubs, and he's also, I think he's got growing potatoes, you know, he's got a how to grow series of videos, and he's got one on there with regards potatoes, and that's exactly what I do, what he does with the how to grow. So I shall get them done. So probably next time I see you, we'll be round on the allotment, and I'll either be putting some onions in, or put in some peas, something will be cracking off, that's for sure. So for now, that is it. So thank you all for watching. Please like, comment and subscribe. You don't have to pay for subscribing, and it's always nice to get a comment, and I pick one or two things up from the comments that you leave, so that's really good. So until the next time, look after yourselves, look after each other, and I'll see you in the next one. Ta-ra a bit.